Welcome back to episode 57 of Fire Sale Franchise. We ended the last one by signing Derrick Henry as our new, not starting running back, but let's face it, right now, until Will Judy comes back, starting running back after Nate Cowan fumbled 3 times in one game. And I said it at the time, and I'll say it again, we are not making Nate Cowan the scapegoat for our first loss of the season. I take full responsibility. However, fumbling 3 times, 2 of those times, very, very bad timing, losing the ball. You can't trust that guy after he's done that. He's done this to us before. I believe we lost the game after one of his fumbles. Of course, again, probably for multiple reasons, not just his fumbles. And we start against the Buccaneers here, our division rival. We've dropped a game to a division rival. And let's see how the team comes back from a defeat in the very next game here against the Buccaneers away from home. So the Buccaneers start the game off with a handoff to Doug Martin, which goes quite well for them. Antoine Dyson coming in, making the tackle, and then we have him 3rd and 11 on the 37 here, and he just completely misses Doug Martin. No catch, we get the ball, and on 1st and 10 here, we're going for a action play. Chance Sugars jumping, going about 20 feet into the air. 1st and 10 on the 47 now, and a quick pass out to Blake Morland, who takes 2 tacklers with him for a couple of yards, and we've got ourselves a 3rd and 2. Nate Cowan there picking up the first down, and we'll keep moving here. 3rd and 5, looking for that first down. Chance Sugars is always the right man to look to, and he gets rid of the first tackler and gets upfield for a couple more yards. Now on 1st and 10 on the 26. A pass out there to Jay Sharp, making a big time catch because that could have been an interception. And 2nd and 11, it's a run to the outside with Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry on his first carry for the team gets in for an 11-yard touchdown there. So we take the lead 7-0 here. And Doug Martin tried to take it out left, but Dyson was there to stop him in his tracks. 3rd and 6 now at the 29. And he could have had a completion there, but he missed the wide open man. 2nd and 6 for us now. And there's a completion there to Mobo, who gets rid of the first guy and then gets shoved out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the 42 now. Lance Sitton never had a chance, is sacked. So 3rd and 9 at the 43, looking for a first down, had to get away from the pressure, got hit as he threw it in. Malcolm Mitchell makes the catch, so we get the first down. 1st and 10 at the 25, pass out there to Brandon Coleman, who couldn't get away from his man, but picks up the first down. 3rd and goal now at the 7, and Lance Sitton is hit before he could throw it. The fumble is picked up by a lineman, but we'll have to settle for a field goal. Tampa Bay Buccaneers now with the ball, and they're moving it well for the first down there. Darren Stanley just making the tackle. Doug Martin trying to run, has absolutely no space. 3rd and 7 at the 32 now, and it's a completion out at the sideline for a first down. So 1st and 10 at the 13, a quick pass out to the flat, and Doug Martin takes the first couple of guys with him, and finally is pushed out of bounds. And then on 2nd and 5, a pass out to the right. Jameson Nicholson not able to make the tackle, the cut inside, and he gets in for the touchdown. We say the cut inside, Jameson Nicholson really missed over the middle. Darren Stanley though with a big hit. If you're going to try and get some yards, you're going to pay for them, and a big hit there, breaking up that pass by Antoine Dyson, and it stops them getting anything more than the 3 points. And we start the second half here with a big run by Derrick Henry, punishing the tacklers. 2nd and 10 at the 48, and a pass out to Brandon Coleman, who couldn't get away from that man, is tackled from behind. So 3rd and 4 now at the 29-yard line. The completion to Malcolm Mitchell. He managed to get away from the man who missed the tackle, and Malcolm Mitchell is in for a touchdown. We take the score up to 17-10. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers now down by a touchdown, looking for something, throwing deep, and it's a pass interference there. Ronald Darby in coverage because Jameson Nicholson was injured a couple of plays ago. 2nd and 10 now, pass out to the left. Couple of missed tackles. Antoine Dyson comes in with the big hit. 3rd and 3 now. They're trying to run for it. That's going nowhere. Eric Nickerson in with the tackle, and we hold him to a field goal. And now Tajay Sharp taking this one out, weaving in and out, finding some space, and just gets tackled there. Couldn't spin off it cleanly. Is tackled after a big return. 3rd and 7. A huge throw down to Malcolm Mitchell. Lance Sitton found the perfect weak spot in the zone. 3rd and goal now. A quick pitch out to Nate Cowan, who can take it wide round the outside for the touchdown. And we extend this lead now, 24-13 the score. The Buccaneers looking for something here, and a pass out to the flat picks him up a first down. 2nd and 10 at the 43. Winston with time, running out of time, and is sacked by Mario Edwards Jr. 3rd and 19 now at the 34-yard line. Winston needs to find somebody. He goes short to the flat, and it almost works out. They pick up a lot of yards, but not enough. We get the ball back. 2nd and 2 now. Derrick Henry finding some nice running lanes, picking up a big first down there. 3rd and 8 on the 40-yard line now. Sitton trying to throw it to Sugars. It's just a dirt ball there into the ground. 1st and 10 at the 20. Quick pressure there from Ryan Tatum, had to throw it away. 1st and 10 at the 32. Winston completes over the middle, but Christian Stuckey making the receiver pay for catching that one. 2nd and 1 now at the 41-yard line, and Ryan Tatum in with his first sack of the game at a crucial time, making it 3rd and 9 instead of 2nd and 1. Winston now looking for that first down. He's under pressure, throws, and Darren Stanley really should have been picking that one off, but the broken pass will take 4th and 19, going over the middle, and it's a completion. Darren Stanley trying to stop it. That deep safety spot kind of weak for us, and they go and target it again. Antoine Dyson this time, the deep man. 2nd and inches at 12-yard line. Again over the middle there, and the safety coming just too late, and they get a touchdown. Score now, 24-21. 51 seconds left. We ran as much time off the clock as we could. The Buccaneers still have 36 seconds left to try and get into field goal range, but there's a big sack there by Mario Edwards Jr. 3rd and 18 now. 3 points will tie this game. More points will pretty much win it. 4th and 12. This might be their last chance. Winston with some time, throwing it deep. It's broken up, and D. Milliner in with the interception, and we win the game. We might just be the worst run blocking team in the NFL, but it doesn't matter, we won. Got a little bit tricky there at the end. I'd like to think that's because of the lack of Jameson Nickerson, and I do believe it's a game injury rather than even just a short-term injury. I think he should be back straight away. Lance Sitton played very well, 249 yards for 70% completion percentage. Our new man on the team, Derrick Henry, 13 attempts, 40 yards, 3 yards per carry. Nate Cowan, 8 for 16, 2 yards per carry. Receiving, Malcolm Mitchell, 106 yards on 4 catches and a touchdown. And then defensively, Darren Stanley, Antoine Dyson, the leaders in tackles. I've said it a million times, I'm not even going to refer to it. 2 sacks for Mario Edwards Jr., 1 sack for Ryan Tatum. But then we also have a turnover from D. Milliner right at the end of the game. And that time, again, although the clock was just running out, we can call that one a game-winning interception. So a great job from him, and we beat the Buccaneers, and it's good to win a game again after losing one. You don't want to start the wrong streak after ending the good streak, and we don't. So as I said, it's just the game-long injury for Jameson Nickerson. He is back like nothing happened. He's all right for the next game, and we will move on to the next game now. All we have to do is scout these players, and let's hope we get some more of our injured players back. I'm not exactly sure what it looks like. We'll have to see. So nothing new this week. No decisions. Kirby Lott will just be back next week. We didn't get to bring him back early. Will Judy then also coming back very soon. We may have a decision to make on him next week. But of course, as we are in week 15, it means that Will Judy will be back exactly in time for the playoffs while he'll be there for week 17. Playoffs now at 12 and 1, pretty much 100% guaranteed. I think literally 100% guaranteed. But today we play the Vikings, and we've got to run the ball. You don't sign a running back to then barely run the ball. And I think after giving him a half week, we only gave Derrick Henry a half week there. Obviously, we still gave him the most touches out of all running backs, but we didn't run as much as we may have done. Today he'll be in full action against the Vikings. It's an interesting game. I don't know if we've come across the Vikings really this entire time. I'm interested to see what they look like, who they've got playing for them, and let's get into the game. So as we start this game here, let's go about trying to explain this Vikings team as they complete one over the middle to the tight end for a big first down and a bunch of missed tackles. Quarterback Nick Foles, running back here Duke Johnson Jr., formerly of the Browns, getting hit by Antoine Dyson there. Wide receivers not too impressive. 3rd and 10. Foles here with time in the back of the pocket, throwing it very deep into double coverage there, and it's broken up. Laquan Treadwell, I believe, the man there. And now on 1st and 10, a handoff to Derrick Henry, managing to find a nice path there for 8 yards. 2nd and 2, another handoff to Derrick Henry again, this time finding a big hole around the left side. He's only got Harrison Smith to beat. Can he do something? He manages to avoid him for a couple more yards, spin off him, but has to go out of bounds. 2nd and 12 now, looking to pass. Sitton finds Mobo out left, who gets hit just short of the first down marker. On a 3rd and 2, we run for it, and we see, we still have some problems blocking there. Defensive tackle straight through. 2nd and 6 now for the Vikings, and there's no chance there with Mario Edwards Jr. coming in for the sack. 1st and 10 now for us. Sitting looking back to pass, throws one again to the tight end, Chance Sugars, who manages to pick up the first down. The defense here of the Vikings, truly the strength as Derrick Henry there runs for over 10 yards. Some very, very strong players in all positions, and Derrick Henry takes a big hit, fumbles the ball. The entire reason we picked him up was because of fumbling, and he fumbles one himself there. So the Vikings back with the ball, trying to run it to the outside, but Jameson Nickerson making a tackle there. 2nd and 9, trying to run to the other outside, and it doesn't go much better either. Ronald Darby making a similar tackle. Now 3rd and 5, Foles looking to pass it, has got time to throw it to his tight end, who's just shoved away by Eric Nickerson, tackled by Antoine Dyson. And on 3rd and 10, throwing it under some pressure, but Ronald Darby picks that one off, threw it into some tight coverage to Treadwell, and Darby comes out on top. Derrick Henry now still managing to find some big holes here for some big gains. 3rd and 5 for Sitton, a quick completion to Malcolm Mitchell. That doesn't really go anywhere, was thrown slightly behind him. 1st and 10, they're running again to the outside. This time goes a little bit better after some missed tackles. And now Duke Johnson Jr. is running away from everybody. Obviously not from Jameson Nicholson, who is, you know, our safety blanket on all sorts of plays like that. And on 2nd and 10, Ryan Tatum manages to come in with the sack. 3rd and 16 from now at the 34-yard line, throwing it, and it's broken up by Darby. There's a real contest going on there between Darby and Treadwell. Darby right now the winner, and Derrick Henry taking a pass in the flats and trucking some defenders. 2nd and 8, throwing one deep to Brandon Coleman, and he's hit as he catches it, cannot hold on. 3rd and 8 now, looking again to Brandon Coleman. This time he manages to hold on as he's hit by Harrison Smith. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line, another pass out to the flat again to Derrick Henry. This time nobody near him, and he is able to walk in for that touchdown. Score now 10-3. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Foles with some time back there, but nobody open. Finally finds somebody short, but he doesn't pick up much. Christian Stuckey, however, injured on that hit, will be out for the rest of the game. Deion Jones steps up in that position. 1st and 10 now, 30 seconds left. Screen to the left side, working well for them. Deion Jones coming in with the tackle, also managing to get that ball out, but it does go straight out of bounds. Another screen here now, this time to the right side. A missed tackle by Jameson Nicholson. Deion Jones isn't quick enough to catch Duke Johnson Jr. Ronald Darby comes over, makes the tackle, pulls him out of bounds. Injury time out there, not on our player. 1st and 10, trying to go over the middle, and it bounces off the crossbar and into Deion Jones's hands. That does, however, not count as an interception. And then on 3rd and 10, they're going for another screen play to the left side, but Darren Stanley stops that one. We managed to hold them to a field goal. Derrick Henry with a huge run to the outside now after some great blocking by his teammates, and he's able to get down to the 29-yard line. So 3rd and 4 now at the 23. Sitton tried to go for an easy completion to Brandon Coleman, but he just dropped it. No reason to drop it, but Kevin Pierre-Louis in with a big sack on 2nd and 11, and it gets us the ball back. 2nd and 2. Derrick Henry again managing to weave through these holes. He's got great vision. 1st and 10, throwing it deep as he was hit to Brandon Coleman, who makes the catch with one hand and goes in for the touchdown. Just had a huge drop, but apparently it's easier for him to catch it with a single hand. They're running to the left now with Stewart. Jameson Nicholson, again the man who has to make the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line now, and they tried Ronald Darby again, and Ronald Darby takes it, and he's got nobody in front of him. He's just got 30 yards to go to pay dirt. Nobody is going to catch him. Ronald Darby with the pick 6. They keep trying him over there, and he keeps shutting Treadwell down, and this time he capitalizes with not just an interception, but a pick 6. A huge play from Ronald Darby. The score now 27-6. Vikings back with the ball and absolutely nowhere to go with it. Mario Edwards Jr. in with another sack, and Blake Morland with another big block. Derrick Henry now able to pick up this 1st down. Could have been a tackle for a loss. However, we had to punt away, and the Vikings end up with the ball here on the 20-yard line, and Stewart dipping in and out, making people miss. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line now. Foles completing. Jameson Nicholson cannot make the tackle, and they are in for a touchdown. 3rd and 11 in the 4th quarter now. Start of the 4th quarter. It's a completion to Malcolm Mitchell, who is hit, injured. It was just short of the 1st down. We go for it to make it worth him being injured, trying to fight for that extra couple of yards. On 1st and 10 there, though, Sitton trying to fight out of the contact, but couldn't get out. But he manages to get one out there to Brandon Coleman, who manages to stay in bounds, cut back upfield, and pick up the 1st down and some. 1st and 10 now, a run with Derrick Henry, again managing to find those lanes. He seems to be doing that better than our other options, but Nate Cowan now with a pitch on 3rd and 5, picks up the 1st down and some more. Coming down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10, the run to Derrick Henry, finds a hole to the left, gets in for the touchdown. Derrick Henry, very nice running today. 1st and 10 at the 46 for the Vikings, but no chance. The sack there by Emmanuel Jeffries, the forced fumble as well. 2nd and 24 now, but Ronald Darby again beating Treadwell. That's a great competition. It's been a great competition all game long, but Ronald Darby has been winning time and time again. 3rd and 4 now. They're going for a run. That is going absolutely nowhere. Kevin Pierre-Louis with the stop. They try 4th and 1, but it's not caught. We turn the ball over. We then ran as much time off the clock as we could on 3rd and 2 here. Pretty much the final play. Direction Darby and Treadwell again, and that's the game. Did I say last week that this is the worst blocking offense in the NFL? I'm not too sure I meant it exactly like that. That is, of course, a joke. Although blocking was much better, today was a lot of great decision making by our players. Lance Sitton, 204 yards, 76% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, clean slate on the interceptions. Rushing, Derrick Henry, 24 attempts for 189 yards, 7.8 yards per carry and a touchdown. And now I'm not going to get excited about this because we've had plenty of running backs have good games. Nate Cowan had a really good game. It doesn't mean anything right now, but I'm interested to see what happens next week. Receiving Brandon Coleman, big day for him, 5 for 112. Derrick Henry adding 3 for 43 yards and another touchdown as well. Huge day for him, over 200 total yards. And the team leaders in tackles were linebackers, which is always great. And Ronald Darby, what a day he had for himself. But first, Mario Edwards Jr. with 3 sacks. Emmanuel Jeffries with 1, Kevin Pierre-Lewis with 1, and Ryan Tatum with 1. Interceptions, 2 for Ronald Darby, one of those returned for a touchdown. We got ourselves a forced fumble by Emmanuel Jeffries and Deion Jones, and of course Ronald Darby's pick 6. Great day all around for everybody, and a very nice display from Derrick Henry against a very strong defense. But there are 2 new injuries, one of them to Malcolm Mitchell, one of them to Christian Stuckey, both of them will be long term. Christian Stuckey is done for the season. Malcolm Mitchell basically as well. He may or may not be back actually for the Super Bowl if we get there, I'm not entirely sure, but Christian Stuckey is done for. We don't have 6 more weeks of anything left. Actually, I'll have to count the exact weeks. Maybe we do, but I don't think so. No, so correction, Christian Stuckey would return, as we can see 7 weeks away, would return for the Super Bowl if we happen to make it that far. And thanks to, like I've said 100 times before, thanks to the depth that we made sure to have, we may well make it that far despite the fact Christian Stuckey is injured, because we have a solid backup behind him in Deion Jones. This is exactly why we signed him in the offseason. That is it for this episode. In the next one, we will complete this season. We will finish it off 13-1. Even if we go now 13-3, I think we're a pretty good shot to get a first week bye. I think we have home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs. We will find out, of course, for sure at the end of the next episode when we've played those 2 games. And that is all for the future. This is it for now. We've got a running back who can run the ball, and let's hope he does that again for the next 2 weeks and is a solution until Will Judy comes back, and then may we continue to play depending on how well he does now.